Real quick, everyone wants to know your take, man. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, who you got?
I don't give a fuck. No, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson all day? You're the man.
You have. Who do you have? Who do you have in the fight?
I have Jake Paul, but I will tell you, I'm fascinated by the Mike Tyson story. Like, I thought he looked pretty good against Roy Jones. Roy then came out and fought an MMA guy who I'm good friends with, Anthony Pettis, and Anthony beat Roy. So then I thought, well, maybe Mike and Roy wasn't quite what I thought it was. And then Evander had come out, and Evander got cleaned up to the point that it ended Vitor's career. Nobody will book him anymore. So my point is, to quite know where Mike out is a little bit tough, which brings you to why is Mike doing it? And when he fought Roy, he got a very good payday, but he was offered, and this is before Evander fought Vitor, and we knew he was offered $20 million to fight Evander. And I feel like that would have fixed his life. Like, I lost to guys in high school. I never was a state champion. I was second. If I go back and do that match again right now, even at 45 years old, I would go take on Doug Lee right now.
And Jake Paul is 27.
Yeah, you know, man, that you know, no matter how much of an athlete and mean Tyson was in his prime, this is way past his prime. So I just don't know how much of Tyson is left, you know. All these heavyweights that Tyson's been fighting, those shots just don't go away. You know, he's gotten hit by some of the hardest hitters that ever walked planet Earth, dead square on the jaw. So that only gets worse with time, you know. So could Jake beat him? Yeah. But is that Mike Tyson? No, it's not fucking Mike Tyson.
Have you seen the shape of Mike Tyson lately? He's fat. He's enjoying life. He smokes weed every day. Can you understand? It's not the same guy anymore. This isn't Brooklyn Tyson of the 80s versus Disney Jake Paul from 10 years ago. This is Jake Paul now against Mike Tyson right now. If they were to fight, Jake Paul would knock him out.
Who you got?
I got Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, you know, big guys would hold Mike, guys with long reach and that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop him. Mike hits him in the body don't move that much. I don't see how Jake survives a body attack, personally. No, which is, I probably shouldn't say anything, because, you know, I was instrumental in, you know, sometimes getting guys to spar with Jake and his brother.
Right. I mean, he lost to Tommy Fury.
Yeah, but I know the guys that train with them,
okay,
and how they do against them. So I'm a little like, you know, it's kind of insider information there, but yeah, I don't see Jake doing much against Mike.
To me, I think that he's not too old. I think that he is too old, but not too old for that fighter at 28 years old, because Jake Paul's only been fighting for 4 years. I think that he has a big advantage because of the experience. Now, if the guy had experience and he started boxing, Jake Paul, when he was 8 years old or 9 years old, something like that, yes, he would be too young for Mike Tyson. But since Jake Paul's only been boxing for 4 years, no amateur experience, it's going to be very, very hard for him to get past Mike Tyson. But we will see. He works very hard. He trains hard every day. He has a great team, great coaches, but sometimes you need a little bit more experience. And I think that's what's going to be the problem in this fight, is experience.
Some fighters feel a little bit weird about this. How do you feel about it?
Only fighters.
What's that?
Only fighters who are not paid and not getting laid.
Mm-hmm.
They're the fighters who are jealous. People, negative people who are not making any money and are not set to gain anything from this fight, which are in Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I think it's fantastic. I think it's creating a lot of money. One for Texas, selling out all them tickets, and that means drinks, alcohol, food and beverage, everything for the local area. Big influx in dollars being spent in the local area. And then you got, obviously, all of Mike's teams are being fed and all of Jake's teams being fed out of it. So there's a lot of mouths being fed. A lot of people's rents are being paid. So I don't know what's to be negative about it. I'm over the moon for it. Looking forward to it.
You'll be watching.
I get to see the legend in Mike Tyson back in the ring in my era. Fantastic. I already saw one of him against Roy Jones. It was fantastic. So I get to see him again live and exclusive as an adult. What a treat. And then you got like Jake Paul. Him and his brother have done fantastic. You know, I know we've got a rivalry going on with Tommy and that, but I got to speak it how I see it. Jake and Jake and Logan have done absolutely fantastic for themselves. From becoming like young kids to be multimillionaires and YouTubers and wrestlers and boxers and everything else and entertaining. So I know they've got a lot of haters and stuff. However, I'm not one of them. I'm a fan and I support it. I support people going in and making lots of millions of dollars out of boxing, my sport. And it only makes it better for young people who don't get paid, because more people will see the fight and be interested in it. And think, you know what, I'm going to watch a young kid who I don't even know. It might be a good fight. So more eyes to the game, and it's better.
Do you have a sense as to who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win? It's kind of a hard one to call, right?
Is it going to be an actual decision, or is it an exhibition, or what?
No,
I'm not sure.
It's a pro fight, 14-ounce gloves, but 2-minute rounds, 8 2-minute rounds. But it's pro. Like there's no restrictions, no stipulations. There's none of that.
Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, don't care if he's 90, he's going to knock him out cold, isn't he? It's I am Mike Tyson. He's the baddest man on the planet, you know. And Jake Paul's obviously, he's very experienced now. He's had a lot of tough fights. He's had a lot of good fights. So, and he's probably a quarter of the man's age. But obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend, and I back him.
Fair
as
enough.
he always backs me. I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike.
Yes.
He couldn't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How's he gonna knock me out? What's the other guy? Anderson Silva. He didn't knock those little guys. How he gonna knock me out? He's not gonna win. We did enough talking. I'm ready to fight.